Hello Space Cats and welcome back to my channel. Spacesuits, they are some of the most expensive and hard to design technology in the world and super important for any astronaut. But how have these designs changed through the years? Let's take a look at NASA's spacesuits. There are two main types of spacesuits. The IVA, or intravehicular activity suits, are worn inside a pressurized environment, like on board the ISS. They're soft suits and are made to be comfortable and light. You don't want to go outside in this suit, though, because probably you would suffocate if your body hasn't boiled to death by then. The EVA, or extravehicular activity suits, are essentially mobile spaceships. They're designed for spacewalks and to protect the wearer against all conditions of space. They're pressurized and they help to regulate the temperature inside. There are also IEVA, or intra-extravehicular activity suits, that work both inside and outside. Astronaut Alan Shepard was the first American in space, 1 month after the first man in space, Yuri Gagarin, went in April 1961. He wore the Mercury suit, which was actually designed in 1959. The suit has the most aesthetically pleasing laced-up boots, gloves, and even a helmet. The Mercury spacesuits were cooled with an external fan that the astronauts had to carry around, and it was only pressurized when the cabin pressure failed. However, mobility, when it was pressurized, was really hard. It was not designed for spacewalks because it was so hard to move around in, but they were relatively low weight, only 10 kilograms. For the Project Mercury space flights, each astronaut had 3 tailor-made spacesuits, one for training, one for flight, and one for a backup. The 3 suits in total cost $20,000 US. In 1965, we got the Gemini suits. And whilst various designs exist, in general, they were made to be more comfortable during spacewalks. They consisted of 6 layers of nylon and Nomex fabric, which is flexible when pressurized, and a Teflon coating to help protect the astronaut from micrometeorites. Unfortunately, however, the airflow and cooling in the Gemini suit really sucked. The astronauts were left overheated and exhausted from the spacewalks, and their helmets often fogged up due to excessive moisture. The Gemini 4 suit is similar weight to the Mercury suits, but costing much more at $60,000 each. Apollo suits from 1968 were designed not only for liftoff, but also had to be worn for floating around during spacewalks and moonwalks. The multi-layered pressure suit was designed to be fireproof after the Apollo 1 fire. It also came with a water-cooled undergarment with tubes that allow cooling water to circulate around the body and remove excess body heat when needed. It also had overboots for walking around on the moon. The suit included visors to help shield from the sun and a life support backpack filled with oxygen, carbon dioxide removal equipment, and cooling water. The spacesuit and backpack together weighs 90 kilograms on Earth, but only about 15 kilograms on the moon, and the cost is $100,000 to make. Also, fun fact, the suit's creator, the International Latex Corporation, are actually manufacturers of Playtex bras. They were able to use their expertise in rubber undergarments to invent the joints that allowed the astronauts to bend at the shoulders and the elbows, knees, hips, and ankles with relatively little effort. While early spacesuits were made entirely of soft fabrics, today's extravehicular mobility unit, or EMU, is a combination of both soft and hard components to provide support, mobility, and comfort. The EMU is an EVA suit used from 1982 to present. In 1984, astronaut Bruce McCandless became the first astronaut to float in space untethered, and this was thanks to the jetpack manned maneuvering unit that fits over the life support system backpack of the EMU. The 120 kilogram suit cost $22 million to make each at the time, and NASA only made 18 of these, 6 of which are now out of action. Nowadays, an EMU would cost $250 million to make. EMUs have now reached the end of their lives, and NASA are now moving on to the next generation spacesuits for the upcoming manned moon mission, Artemis. There are actually many more spacesuits out there, and I hope in future videos I can also talk to you about the Russian spacesuits, the Chinese spacesuits, and even concept spacesuits. Let me know in the comment section below which spacesuit is your favorite, and in the meanwhile, please don't forget to leave me a like, share, and subscribe.